My name is Charla Brown, and I am with the Juneau Economic Development Council. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed speakers, and curious minds, welcome to today's gathering. We stand at the forefront of a revolution where artificial intelligence is not just a tool, but a catalyst for innovation and change. Thank you for joining us in exploring the business of AI. Together, we'll navigate the complexities and breakthroughs in AI, an ever-evolving landscape that echoes the limitless potential of human imagination. This is where technology meets purpose and where data serves as a beacon, guiding us towards unprecedented opportunities. AI is not just about algorithms and models. It's about leveraging those to build solutions that can enrich lives, enhance businesses, and redefine industries. It challenges us to not only envision a better future, but to actively shape it. Let today's discussions ignite your curiosity, deepen your understanding, and inspire you to not just be an observer, but a contributor to this technological symphony. Ask questions, share insights, and let your ideas soar. We are privileged to have with us some of the brightest minds in the field. Our gratitude to the speakers and panelists who embody the spirit of innovation. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Let us embark on this journey together to learn, innovate, and lead. Let's make it extraordinary. Myself, along with JEDC's Executive Director, Brian Holst, will be your masters of ceremonies for this significant gathering. As we prepare to embark on this expedition of exploration and insight, please stand for our national anthem and the Alaska flag song with Alex Kortlarz to lead us as we sing along.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming through its bright stripes and bright stars, and through the pale rollless fight, oh, the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets with glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Eight stars of gold on a field of blue, Alaskans' flag, may it mean to you the blue of the sea, the evening sky, the mountain lakes and the flowers nearby, the gold of the early sourdough's dreams, the precious gold of the hills and streams, the brilliant stars in the northern sky, the Bear, the Dipper, and shining high, the great North Star with its steady light over land and sea, a beacon bright. Alaskans' flag to Alaskan steer, the simple flag of the last frontier.
Okay. I have with us today three very special people in our community. They will be presiding over these opening ceremonies. And we will start with Barbara Cadiente Nelson, who is with the Douglas Indian Association, and she has spent many years serving this community and the tribal organizations that she partners with. Thank you. Oh, I'm supposed to introduce everybody. Sorry. 1 second. Sorry, Brian. And Dr. Palmer, Aparna Palmer from the University of Alaska Southeast. She is the chancellor of that organization, and we will be hearing from her. She also sits on the JEDC board. And Garrett Schomburger is the chair of the Juneau Economic Development Council's board. So we'll also hear remarks from Garrett. Thank you.
Ganesh Tish for that opening. Wow, that really put us in the right place. You give me courage to speak my heritage languages, Tlingit and Ilocano, since my parents thought it better not to teach their first languages to their 9 children in order to protect us and shelter us at a time when being Tlingit and of mixed heritage was a barrier to our cultural, educational, spiritual, and physical well-being. Shaudineki, Anyat Kusani, noble and honorable people of this land, Ak Ish Hus, Andres Cadiente Sr., Taka, Tline D, Anka Hitan, Atlikuhus, John Hunter, Shai Kak, Ak Dakanuku, William George, Taka, Tline D. My father's people are the Ilocano from the barrio of Ilocosur in the Philippines, and his adopted family, the Tline D, the dog salmon of Anka Hitan, Angoon. My father, Andres, was adopted by my mother's first cousin, the late Dr. Walter Sobolov, Kakchokti, Raven, Tline D, dog salmon, and given my grandfather's name, Taka. Culturally, in bestowing upon my father my mother's grandfather's name, Taka, my father became in that very moment my mother's grandfather. My mother's first cousin, Cyril George Sr., Kathkawu, Raven, Kakauhit, Basket Bay, also bestowed on my parents and father and brothers and sisters his love and respect. My mother, Irene Hunter Cadiente, Jige Kla Ka Junuk Kla, Tekwedi Brown Bear, was the last matriarch of the Tekwedi Brown Bear of Angoon. My mother is now with her mother Gludas and her grandmother Kasut in the world beyond us. I am Eshkuk Ka Yanasach, Tekwedi Brown Bear of the Ilocano and the Tline D. My elders, who I worked alongside of for many years, once said, "There will be a time when you shout out our names." My introduction was to bring my father, my grandfathers, and mother and grandmothers and uncles forward in this place, in this time, to be among you, to welcome you, to acknowledge you, to encourage you, and to guide you in your conversations with one another. On behalf of the land-based tribe of Suntakini, which many of you know as Juneau, the Douglas Indian Association, a federally recognized tribe since 1934, its president Clarence Leidy, council, tribal administrator, and I welcome each of you to this land of the Occoquan, whose principal clans are the Tlene Dog Salmon and the Wushkitan, the shark, and the Takuquan's principal clans of the Yunyadi, the wolf, the Satanadi, the Ganakadi, and the Ishkahitan. The land of the Occoquan and the Takuquan are imbued with AI, ancestral intelligence, ancestral indigeneity, if you will. The mountains, the forests, the seas, its two-legged and four-legged inhabitants have culturally sustained and occupied this place since the floodwaters and the glaciers receded, even after the gold was extracted from its mountains. You are welcome in this place and invited to be guided by the people and their inherent ancient tribal values. Wu Chiak, which means balance. Strive for balance in all that you say and do. Wu Chin, value working together to achieve a high-level purpose. Ha Ani, our land, know that all you do that is good will sustain this land and its people and its creatures. Ha Shuka, what is past, is present, is future. Or what my sister Antukowat shared with me this morning about AI. Everything is changing, but it stays the same. Just look around you. This land has sustained its beauty for centuries and centuries and generations. It seems like just yesterday in these conferences, there was encouragement to innovate and create in order to prepare ourselves and our children for the future, for sustainability. Some may say this aspiration bore artificial intelligence. I say, when we balance diversity, equity, and inclusion with power and the imagination AI as a tool, we will forge a better world which will solve our shared responsibilities. Homelessness, the opioid addiction, world hunger, ocean acidification, and global warming. Again, please know that you're welcome in this place, and I wish you a successful conference. Ganesh Chish.
Wow, what a wonderful welcome. I am so honored that I can be here. I want to offer you, first of all, a welcome on behalf of the University of Alaska Southeast. We are proud to be on this land and respect the peoples who have stewarded this land for time immemorial. I also want to welcome you on behalf of this wonderful community that we have in Southeast Alaska. Its richness comes in the mind, in the heart, and in the land. And finally, I want to welcome you as a member of the JEDC board. It is my pleasure and honor to sit on the board, and I know as a member of this group and as a representative of the organization, the JEDC is proud to host this event. Now I want to talk a little bit about my hope for the event. And before I dive into that, I want to give you a little background about myself. So yes, I am Aparna Dilip Nageshwaran Palmer. I am originally from India. My family and I immigrated to the United States when I was halfway through my childhood, and I grew up in Colorado after moving here, or moving to the US from India. Went to college in Colorado, but also in Washington. I became a marine biologist and spent many, many years as a professor who specialized in marine biology and the molecular genetics of oceanic organisms. So in my field, day after day after day, I was thrilled to go into the classroom and teach. And I was also thrilled day after day after day as a professor to go in and work with my students on research. And each of those aspects always involved technology and the evolution of technology. And so each year we had new technology that we would kind of think about and work with as we taught our students, both in the classroom, but also in the lab and in the field. And I think the reason I sort of want to bring that background in is because as a scientist, as a professor, and now as chancellor, one of the most important things that I can do in my life, that I want to encourage you to do today, is to ask questions. AI is revolutionary in many ways, but today is a chance for you to think about how AI will affect art. What is the future of AI in science? What is the future of AI in business? How will it affect the way in which we communicate with one another? How will it affect the ways in which we interact with the world? How will it affect the human experience? How will it affect our identities as human beings? These are really important questions for us to tackle, because I know all of you have thought about the great advantages that AI can bring in terms of the tools that it can offer, but also I know that you've also been confronted with questions about how might this negatively affect our society and the way that we do things. And today is a great opportunity for us to ask those questions. I want to leave you with one last thought: critical thinking. In my life as a professor, as a leader, I've always, at the heart of it all, thought about how we can encourage critical thinking in today's leaders and tomorrow's leaders. The core of an excellent education is our ability to offer critical thinking skills. Why is that so important? Well, as you probably can guess, critical thinking skills are the skills that get you beyond just a particular lesson. It allows you to apply the lesson to a variety of different situations. It is what allows you to problem solve. How do we grow critical thinking in a classroom or in any other setting in which we learn, which includes the workplace? Critical thinking grows in human beings when you challenge the mind. When the mind is challenged, when we have to do hard work with the mind, that's when the mind grows. That's when we build new pathways that allow us in the future to solve problems that we may have never imagined yet. And so bringing back this conversation to today and the Innovation Summit, I think one really important question to ask is, how will AI encourage critical thinking? There is a potential, depending upon how you use the tools, that critical thinking skills will not be developed. And yet, as human beings, we absolutely need critical thinking skills no matter what technology offers to us. How will we interact with AI so that it results in a growth of the mind rather than a shrinking of the mind? I think that is a really important question to ask. I think back on my conversations with some of the professors that I interact with every day, and some of the staff as well. One of them was an English professor. At the beginning of this semester, I encouraged all of my staff and faculty to take calculated risks, because calculated risks can pay off and can allow for critical thinking to take place. And she said to me that this semester, her calculated risk was to include AI in her writing course. Now, I want you to imagine an English professor thinking about using ChatGPT in her English course. She wants to teach people how to write and write well, but how can she weave in ChatGPT, which is a tool that is very readily available to our students and, in fact, everyone in this room, with that ability to grow the skills, the critical thinking skills of her students? And she found a way. She found a way that was actually intellectually interesting and stimulating to her students, but also very meaningful for her as a professor, as a teacher, as a scholar, as a poet. What I love about that example is it is at the heart of what we want to do in education. We want to make use of the tools that we have, but we want to make sure that humanity is able to continue to critically think, to problem solve, long after the next new tool comes along. And so today, I want to close by saying again, thank you and welcome to the Innovation Summit, but also I want to encourage you to ask questions, because asking questions is at the core of growing your mind and your spirit as a human being. Thank you so much.
It's been a while since I heard an intimate singing of the national anthem and the Alaska State flag song, which really don't hear very often. It was a beautiful song, but that national anthem, I mean, is this person local? I mean, just steps up here on this stage and just crushes it and just shouts it from the rooftops. That was inspiring. I shut my eyes and felt like I was about to start a basketball game or a baseball game. I want to join Barbara and Aparna in welcoming you to the 2025 Innovation Summit. I am Garrett Schoenberger, the chair of the board of the Juneau Economic Development Council. I look forward to the Innovation Summit every year. This is an event where I always learn, meet new, hardworking people, and frankly, just get inspired. And, you know, JDC has been convening Alaskans at this event for over a decade. I asked Brian Holst, our executive director, before I came up here, is this number 12? Is this 12? He said, no, it's 13. So this is the 13th Innovation Summit that we've put on, and it takes a lot of work to do it, and it's an honor to be part of it. We recognize the important role that innovation plays in business development and economic growth. We enjoy looking at opportunities and challenges that face Alaska, focusing attention on topics that can impact the economy. And quite honestly, that's a very relevant thing for us Alaskans. It's understanding our place in the economy and looking at the realities of our economies, whether it's local or statewide, and some of the challenges and how do we proactively take that on. And I think the Innovation Summit does a good job of bringing some of those things to light. We value our many partnerships, including with the U.S. Forest Service, and I want all of you to consider attending a deep dive on Thursday to engage with the ongoing Tongass National Forest Plan revision process, a very relevant, very important thing for Southeast Alaska. Now on to AI. Woo. AI is certainly both an opportunity as well as a challenge. In my work, I own a commercial real estate investment and development company, and have really made an effort recently to start using it. To give you a few examples, we use it a lot now for lease analysis, to review leases, and you're prompting, whether it's ChatGPT or any of these other services, to list out the 5 bullet points of this lease, you know, and as Aparna touched on, it's a very polarizing thought as you're doing it, because, you know, we've also used it to create content or to help us create content, say it's for a marketing brochure, and you find yourself thinking, did I even have any original thoughts here, or am I just relying on this machine that's spitting out these bullet points? But I do think we should look at it as an opportunity. And sometimes it's a little overwhelming because you feel like it's going so fast, at least for me anyway, that maybe we're getting behind and I don't know enough about AI. But what's cool is that I see it as a level playing field, and there's major opportunities to become familiar with it and see how it can make your business or your life or town more efficient. And maybe there's ways to work with it and be better because of it. I also know there will be many challenges with the increased use of AI in our world, and I am happy that JEDC can host a conversation to explore artificial intelligence, tools, and trends. There is a lot we can learn in the next few days from local, national, and international experts about how AI can impact our world. We've got a crazy good lineup of speakers and genuine people that are deeply involved in this and have a great understanding. I want to thank each of you for attending the Innovation Summit. I encourage you to take advantage of all that has been brought together for you. Thank you to all who are also presenters at this event, from innovation shorts to entrepreneur pitches. And on that note, I'm a huge fan of the Alaska Airlines pitch contest. And little shameless plug, please remember to buy those $10 votes and raise funds for these Alaskan entrepreneurs. It's really cool. It goes a long way. We don't get to see a lot of this in our communities with these pitch contests, and there's a lot of innovative and motivated individuals and young organizations that are trying to make it happen and figure out their path in this community and how to start a business. And so I encourage you all to buy some of those tickets to help out with the prize pool. Finally, I want to give a big shout out to all the people that make this event possible, including our caterers, the Centennial Hall crew, the audio and visual team, sponsors, presenters, as well as the staff and board at JEDC. I am looking forward to getting this started, and thank you very much for attending.
I also want to express my welcome. Thanks, Barbara, Aparna, Garrett, for being here, and Alex, that was amazing. Gunoshish. I'm Brian Holst. I'm the director of the Juneau Economic Development Council, and I want to give you just a super quick overview of what we have in store for you. A lot of the components that people are already familiar with, including some tours that a few of you participated in this morning. We have the Innovation Lounge. There are sponsors and partners that have information that they want to share with you over these next couple days. We encourage you to spend some time in those breaks at the lounge. As Garrett mentioned, we have speakers from far and wide that are going to be on the main stage delivering expert content. Engage with them as well when they're not on stage. We have deep dive workshops. This is the opportunity that we have to wrestle with the context in smaller groups. You get to make a choice about where you want to put your time and your energy and engage on elements that engage personally on topics of the most interest to you. We have, as Garrett mentioned also, a unique opportunity. We're currently in the process of doing the Tongass National Forest Plan revision, which is this process happens every few years. It's happened, last time the plan was revised was 1997. We all live in this region, in America's largest forest. we want you to engage in that if that is of interest to you. Our innovation shorts, these are presentations by people here that have offered their expertise and delivered, prepared, spent a lot of time and energy preparing 10-minute presentation. I'm sure they spent hours preparing the 10-minute presentation, so please pick your room and enjoy those presentations as well. This year, Hanson Gress, who is one of our partners, has created an AI testing station. You hopefully saw that when you came in, but they are going to be, they are offering to us over the next day and a half an opportunity to get hands-on learning. They've got their staff here as well. Each station is a different AI tool, and you're encouraged to go sit on the station by yourself or seek out some support from Hanson Gress staff and learn how these tools might work for you and your business. We have the Innovators Hall of Fame tonight at 6 o'clock, right after in our reception, and we have the really fun Alaska Airlines pitch contest. We have really worked hard to bring this together. There's a content team behind this effort, and at JEDC, one of the best parts of working at JEDC, and if you ever see a job opening at JEDC, I encourage you to apply. It's a really fun place to work. We get to talk about lots of topics, and we don't have to be an expert in any one of them, and it's rare that we are, but we are pretty good at finding experts. And I just want to give a special shout out to the content team this year: Jeremy Hansen, Scott Mueller, Peter Webley, Tyson Swetnam, led by Charla Brown, who spent once a week, met with us over several months to try to identify the resources and pull together an agenda that we think will be valuable to you. So thank you to them as well. Now, we're just about to get started. So networking is an important part of this event. And so if you could look to your table, there is a sheet of paper in the middle of your table. There's room enough for all of you. I want to grab one of those, grab a pen. We're not going to spend much time on it, but I want to explain to you what this is, because you don't need to do this now, but you do need to do this over the next day and a half. And what these are prompts for networking. So you get an opportunity to look at this. For example, the first one is introduce yourself to 3 attendees you do not know. That may or may not be people at your table, depending on where you chose to sit. And the fun that we're going to have is, as you go through this sheet of paper, we're going to incentivize you to do what you want to do, which is meet other people, but sometimes you're a little bit nervous and uncomfortable to do it. We're going to turn it into a bit of a game and have some fun with it. As you complete a level, and you can complete them in any order, you're going to go to the JDC booth, you're going to cut off that little section there, you're going to X marks the items that you've got, you're going to put your name and contact information, and we're going to enter it into an opportunity to win a prize, right? Nothing like a little gamification, little opportunity to win a prize, and you, in return, get an opportunity to meet new people. So with that, I want to thank our guests for presiding over our opening ceremony. You are welcome to exit the stage with a thunderous round of applause.